Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Aaron from Smokey Tire Barbecue. Today we're going to be talking about tailgate chicken wings. Let's light them up. So football season's already started, so let's go ahead and get started with some tailgate chicken wings. First thing you're gonna need, chicken wings. So these have already been cut up, and we got the flats and we got the drums. What I wanna do is, I wanna take them out of the bag, and I want to just lightly pat them down and pat them down dry. What you wanna do is you wanna make sure your chicken wings are nice and dry, so the seasonings will stick, but also you want it to be dry so the skin will dry out, so to give you some nice crispy skin. When you're tailgating, you want to bring everything with you, but that's all about prep. So the less you got to prep there, the better it is. So if you can prep these chicken wings out a day in advance or maybe 2 days before, it'll be fine. So what you want to do is you want to kind of straighten these out, put them on a nice wire rack, and you want to have two hands here for putting on your seasoning. You want a clean hand and you want a dirty hand. So I'm going to take one glove off, put it to the side. So today we're going to be talking about two different style chicken wings we're going to be making. We're going to be using some Chick-fil-A sweet and spicy Sriracha sauce. And then we're also going to be using a Chick-fil-A Polynesian sauce, something a little bit different. For as seasonings, what we're going to be using a trifecta from Flaps 20. So we're going to be using the Griller, which is a Umami SPG. And then we're going to be using the Flaps all-purpose rub. So this is actually used to be called their chicken rub. It's got really good notes of nice barbecue flavor. And then we're going to finish it off with some CPR. So this is a sweet Q rub. It's got a little bit of hickory notes, a little bit of heatness going on there as well. And then also we're going to be using some duck fat. Duck fat's going to make the chicken wings pop and make that skin come out a little bit better. So let's go ahead and start seasoning them up. All right, so for the chicken wings, we're going to start off with the Griller. It's going to be the first one, so an SPG. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a nice, even little light coat on it. We're going to flip them over. We're going to do the exact same thing. Come back by. Nice, even passes. Next, we're going to come up with the Flaps all-purpose. Now, the Flaps all-purpose is going to be a little bit thicker, a little bit more coarser than the rest of them, which is fine, but it has really good flavor. I promise you, you're really going to like these chicken wings. If you've never tried Flaps 20, you're really missing out. I mean, they've got some really good flavors, really good flavor profiles, and the best part I like about them is that they really only got about 4 rubs, so they're not really competing against each other. So they got a nice chicken rub, they got a nice barbecue rub, they have a nice SPG, and then they also have a steak or a brisket rub, and they also have like a rib rub. I consider this, the CPR is more of a rib rub. Next, we're going to go with the CPR. Now, the CPR has a nice hickory notes going on there. Like I said, has that kind of a sweetness going on, a little bit of heat, not a lot. Some people pick up heat, some people don't. All right, we're going to flip these back over. Make sure we coat them all each side here. Now, if they're not evenly coated, that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. You just want to make sure you're getting a little bit of flavor going on here, and that's what we like. All right, so now we got them all coated up. What we're going to do is we're going to let them sit for about 10 minutes or so. Let this kind of sweat in, and then we're going to get our grill up to temp. We want our grill to be running at about 375 to 400. We're going to cook a little bit hot and fast. Some people do low and slow for chicken wings. I like chicken wings doing hot and fast. We're going to do a 2-zone, indirect and a direct heat. First little bit, we're going to cook them indirect, and then we're going to move them over to the direct heat to a nice little char effect. All right, so we let the chicken wings rest for 10 minutes. I got the grill stabilized about 350, 375. Again, we're cooking indirect. I dropped in a little bit of pecan wood in there to kind of get a little bit of smoke. So what we're going to do is we're going to gingerly put on our chicken wings here. What I like to do is I like to put the drums, the big meat facing the inside, closest to the flame. And then I like to put my flats kind of around the sides here. And around it to kind of get it out of the way. And so I can actually put a lot more wings. Now, again, we're cooking indirect. That's the goal with this. With any grill that you're using for tailgating, you want to do a 2-zone indirect heat. Now, again, we got duck fat. So I said we're going to be using duck fat. What I like to do is I like to spray a little bit of duck fat on the actual chicken wing itself. What it's going to do is going to help crisp up that skin a little bit. Now at this point, we're going to put them on our grill, close the lid here. And we're going to let them smoke right at about, roughly about 30 minutes total time. So at about 20 minutes, we're going to temp it. And we usually like to flip them over at about 125-ish. We'll flip them over to the next side. We're going to go take these wings up a little bit hotter. We're going to go about 180 for chicken wings, okay? It'll hold it. It's fine. It's not going to hurt anything to go that high. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're just temping the wings. They temped about 140. They've been on for about, I don't know, probably about 10-15 minutes or so. So now we're going to flip them over. You can use tongs, or you can use a nice gloved hand with some nitrile, or cotton gloves with nitrile gloves on top of that for a nice little heat resistance here. I found that it's just a lot easier just using the gloves instead of trying to use the tongs. Now, what we also got going on, so I've actually taken the barbecue sauce, so I have that sweet and spicy Sriracha, Polynesian sauce, go ahead and put them in some pans. I'm gonna put them directly over the coals here and start letting them get warm. I don't want them to boil, so I wanna kind of look at them here. My wood is completely burned out, so I don't have to worry about that extra smoke going on, but I am gonna take it and I'm gonna use a little bit of extra more duck fat and just spray these wings down right quick. And so I can keep them nice and crispy. We're gonna close this up and we'll check on them in about 5-10 more minutes to check on that sauce to make sure it's not burning. All right, so it's been a couple of minutes here. The sauce is starting to bubble up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and remove these off and kind of set them to the side here. We want a nice warm sauce on these chicken wings. The wings are smelling fantastic right now. Just the flavor of them, just all that of the seasonings are just amazing right now. So we're gonna close this back up, check in on them for probably another 5-10 minutes again. All right, so the chicken's been on for about 25 minutes total time. We're temping right at about 170, 175. So here's what we're gonna do. You wanna put these chicken wings over the direct coals. Like I said, we're setting up a 2-zone layers here on our grill. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna spin this rack around and we're gonna put this chicken wings directly over the high heat. I want some nice char marks, nice little grill marks going on these chicken wings. I want them to be nice and crispy. I want them to have nice little char marks on them. Char marks does not necessarily mean they're burning. It just means that they're adding in a little extra flavor, that's all. You want to be very careful with these just because our chicken rub does have a lot of sugars in it. So be careful, you want to keep your eye on these so don't go too far. So we're gonna take these chicken wings roughly to about 185 to 190. That's where we're gonna kind of want these at. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna sauce them up. So once we sauce them up, we're gonna spin this rack back over and we're gonna put them back on the cool side. So what's on the cool side, we're going to sauce them up so the sauce can tack up on them. All right, so the chicken's been on the direct heat side for roughly about 2 or 3 minutes. All the chicken's temping at about 195. So at this point, what we're gonna do is we're going to rotate these chicken wings and we're gonna put them back on the indirect side, so the cool side. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our sauce ready. So the sauce depends on how you wanna do this. If you'd like to dunk your chicken wings, you absolutely can. If you want to put them on and paint them on like a little paintbrush or a nice little brush like this and paint them on like that, you're more than welcome to. I'm a dunker. I like to dunk. I like to make sure I get all the chicken seasoned up and make sure it's sauced up just right. So what I do is I take my sauce and I'm just gonna rotate my chicken wings around in it. This is the sweet and spicy Sriracha. My wife does not really care for the sweet and spicy Sriracha. It's a little too spicy, but she will eat it. So that's why I got the Polynesian. I like that Asian flavors. It goes really well with these chicken wings and this rub combo, especially with that umami flavor coming from that SPG. So once these are all sauced up, we're gonna sit them on this side right here, close the lid roughly for about 5-10 minutes. And we're gonna let the sauce tack up. All right, that's done. So I'm going to wipe my hands off here so I don't cross-contaminate here. And then I'm going to put on the Polynesian sauce. So again, these are just nice thin sauces. You can use whatever sauce you'd like. I like Chick-fil-A. I mean, they have good sauce. You can use whatever you want. If you'd like to use your favorite commercial brand or your favorite competition brand, whichever you'd like to do. We just found that we like these flavors on these chicken wings just because it tacks up and it's a little bit thinner, so it actually tacks up really nice. All right, so we got those on. We're gonna close the lid and let them sit for roughly about 5 minutes. We'll take them off. We're gonna put them on our plate because we're tailgating. So we're gonna put them on our plate and then we're gonna let them rest for about 5 minutes and we're gonna dig in. All right, so the wings have been on for about 5 to 10 minutes, tacking up. So what we're gonna do is gonna take them off and put them on a nice little wire rack so they can cool down, a little chicken rack here. We're gonna let them cool for about 5 minutes or so. Gonna let them rest. We definitely want chicken wings to rest. You never wanna bite into them directly off the grill. That's with any meat. You wanna make sure that your wings are, and your meat's cool down a little bit to let rest, so let reabsorb those juices from the actual meat. And then we're gonna let them rest for about 5 minutes or so, and then we're gonna bite into them. These are looking fantastic. They smell fantastic. Man, I can't wait to dive into them. So the wings, we took them off. They're off the chicken rack on our plate. They've been resting for now for about 5-10 minutes or so now. So let's go and take a bite and take a look at them. So on the left here, your right, we got the Polynesian. On my right, your left is gonna be the sweet and spicy Sriracha. Are you a team flat or team drum? I'm team drum. That's good. It's got a nice clean bite. It's not too much sweetness, or it's not too much heat going on. It's got a little sweetness and spiciness going on. This is a good wing. All right, let's try out the sweet and spicy. No, Polynesian. Now let's try the other one. Man, nice clean bite. It's got a good flavor, good chew to it. Just that rub combo, and then the sauce combo coming up on it. I'm talking about, that's real good. Excuse my mess here. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. Also, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We got all the social medias. And if you like this recipe, please give a nice thumbs up, and please subscribe to us. And again, I hope you enjoyed this video. We enjoy making them, and we hope to see you on the SCA competition trail soon. Thank you. These are good.